This wedding stops now. Angela Thompson's voice sliced through the packed Manhattan cathedral, halting the priest mid-vow. Gasps erupted from the pews lined with Wall Street tycoons and socialites, their diamond cufflinks glinting under the chandeliers. Sophia Harrington, the bride in her custom Vera Wang gown, whipped around, her face twisting into a snarl. "Shut your mouth, you black maid trash! Who the hell are you to bark in here?" the crowd murmured, phones rising like weapons to capture the chaos. A best man had knocked over a crystal goblet of red wine moments before, staining the pristine white aisle runner. Heads turned, whispers flew. Someone had to clean it up, right now, before the vows sealed the deal. Angela, in her starched uniform, had been yanked from the shadows by a frantic usher. She knelt, rag in hand, scrubbing furiously as laughter rippled through the elite guests. Her knees pressed into the cold marble, the wine's metallic tang mixing with the floral perfume, choking the air. Sophia's heels clicked closer, her veil fluttering like a flag of conquest. "Hurry up, girl. You're ruining my perfect day with your filthy hands." Angela's jaw clenched, her fingers gripping the rag until her knuckles whitened. She had cleaned Sophia's penthouse for years, invisible until now. But this, kneeling like a servant in front of 500 judging eyes? Heat flushed her cheeks, her pulse thundering in her ears. A guest, some hedge fund shark, leaned in with a smirk. "Look at her, thinking she belongs up here." More chuckles followed, sharp as slaps. Angela's breath hitched, her mind flashing to the secret she carried. The one that could shatter this facade. Why her? Why now? The wine stains spread like blood, mirroring the rage building inside her. Ethan Whitaker, the billionaire groom, stood frozen at the altar, his tailored tux immaculate, his brow furrowing in confusion. "What's going on? Get her out if she's causing trouble." Sophia's lips curled. "Yes, security. Drag this intruder away." But Angela didn't budge. Her eyes locked on Sophia's, burning with unspoken fire. The cathedral's organ hummed faintly in the background, a mocking underscore to the standoff. Guests shifted uncomfortably, the air thick with tension. One socialite whispered loudly, "How dare she interrupt? This is our world." Angela's hands trembled on the rag, the humiliation coiling tighter, but beneath it, a spark ignited. Something unbreakable. Why was she silent? What storm brewed in her chest? The questions hung, unanswered, as the crowd waited for the next blow. Phones buzzed with recordings, the scandal already brewing. Angela rose slowly, her uniform damp with wine, her dignity frayed but not broken. Sophia advanced, finger jabbing. "I said, get out!" The words echoed, but Angela's gaze held steady, hinting at the explosion to come. "Drag her out before she stains more than the floor." Sophia's command barked across the altar, her manicured nail pointing like a dagger. Security guards lunged forward, their grips iron on Angela's arms. She twisted, her uniform ripping at the seam, heart slamming against her ribs. "Let go. I've got something to say." Her words cut sharply, but Sophia laughed, a venomous sound that echoed off the vaulted ceilings. "Say? You're nothing but the help. Know your place, girl." The guards hesitated, eyes darting to Ethan, who raised a hand. "Wait, what's this about?" His voice boomed, confusion etching lines on his chiseled face. Angela yanked free, her breath ragged, standing tall amid the sea of hostile stares. Before this nightmare, her life dragged on in the shadows of New York's glittering skyline. Widowed at 40, she scrubbed penthouses for scraps, sending every dime to her daughter in community college. Sophia's Upper East Side lair was her daily grind, polishing marble counters, folding silk sheets, always unseen, always dismissed. "Invisible black woman," they'd mutter when she passed in the halls. But one rainy afternoon last year, that changed. Dusting Sophia's bedroom, Angela froze at the door crack. Sophia tangled in the sheets with Victor Lang, Ethan's cutthroat rival from a competing hedge fund. Whispers of stolen deals, leaked emails. Sophia feeding Victor secrets to tank Ethan's empire. Angela's phone buzzed in her pocket. She'd snapped photos, recorded snippets, buried them deep. Fear clamped her mouth shut back then. Lose the job, lose everything. Stay quiet, survive, she told herself nightly, fists balled under thin blankets. Now the siphoned rage erupted. Sophia's insults, filthy hands on black trash, ignited the fuse. Angela's nails dug into her palms, drawing blood. No more swallowing bile. This wedding? A trap. Sophia wasn't marrying for love. She aimed to bleed Ethan dry, hand his billions to Victor on a silver platter. Angela's goal crystallized. Expose it all, shatter the lie, save the fool at the altar. You don't know her, Angela spat at Ethan, stepping closer despite the guard's glares. Sophia shoved forward, face inches away. Lies, she's jealous, broke, desperate. Ethan's eyes narrowed, the crowd's murmurs swelling like a storm. Angela's knees buckled slightly, but she locked them firm. Her mind raced. Pen drive in her bag, evidence burning a hole. The humiliation fueled her fire. Silence qualified complicity. I've seen things, she whispered fiercely, voice steadying. Sophia slapped the air near her face. Seen? You're delusional. But Angela's resolve hardened, unbreakable now. The cathedral pulsed with anticipation, the air electric. Ethan crossed his arms. Prove it, or leave. Angela's hand inched toward her bag, the catalyst complete. She couldn't back down. The truth demanded release. Prove it, or crawl back to your ghetto. Sophia's sneer lashed out, her body blocking Angela from Ethan, nails digging into her own palms. Angela's fist clenched around her bag strap, knuckles cracking under the strain. I've got proof, right here. She yanked the zipper open, fingers fumbling for the pen drive buried deep. Sophia lunged, slapping Angela's hand away. Don't touch that. Security, seize her bag now. Guards surged forward, one wrenching the strap from Angela's shoulder, tearing fabric with a rip that echoed her rising fury. Angela twisted free, elbow jabbing into a guard's gut. He grunted, staggering back, knocking into a groomsman who spilled his champagne flute. Glass shattered, shards skittering across the marble, guests yelping as they jumped aside. Stop her! Sophia shrieked, her veil tangling in her frantic grab for the bag. Angela dodged, breath heaving, mind racing through the steps she'd rehearsed in silence for months. First, retrieve the drive, done. Next, plug it in and show the videos. But doubt clawed at her gut. These elites saw her as dirt, not a whistleblower. Her jaw locked tight, teeth grinding against the bile rising in her throat. Ethan stepped in, voice thundering. Enough! Let her speak, or explain why you're so scared. Sophia whirled on him, eyes blazing. Scared? Of this Maid? She's lying to sabotage us. Angela's pulse hammered, her free hand balling into a fist. She remembered the first hurdle, sneaking those photos in Sophia's penthouse, heart pounding as she hid behind a door, camera shaking. Victor's low growl in the recording leaked the merger docs, and Whitaker's empire crumbles. Angela had backed away then, sweat soaking her uniform, vowing to stay out. But now, that vow shattered under Sophia's boot. A bridesmaid sneered, phone aimed. Black woman causing drama, classic. The words stabbed, fueling Angela's shove past the guard, her shoulder slamming into his chest. He reeled, crashing into the altar flowers, petals exploding in a shower. Guests gasped, some standing, others hissing slurs under their breath. Angela's chest burned, overcoming the prejudice bite by bite. She'd learned from years of bowed heads, whispered insults in elevators. Not today, she muttered, lunging for the projector cord nearby. Sophia intercepted, yanking it free. You won't! Angela grappled, nails scraping Sophia's wrist, drawing a thin line of blood. Sophia yelped, recoiling, her perfect makeup smearing with sweat. The crowd erupted in shouts. Call the cops! She's assaulting the bride! But Angela pressed on, adapting, her mind sharpening like a blade. From those early doubts, she'd gathered more. Emails copied on her phone, timestamps matching Victor's sabotage attempts on Ethan's deals. Each piece is a weapon, forged in solitude. Her breath steadied, overcoming the wall of bodies as she plugged the drive into the setup. The screen flickered to life. Watch this, Angela demanded, voice steel. Sophia clawed at the cord again. Turn it off! But Angela held firm, elbow blocking, her body a barrier born of endless shifts on aching feet. The first image loaded, Sophia and Victor, lips locked in betrayal. Whispers turned to murmurs, Ethan's face paling. Angela's fists unclenched slightly. The lesson sinking in. Silence bred monsters, action slayed them. She crossed the starting line, hurdles cracking under her resolve, but the race intensified with every glare. Sophia's hands shot out again, slapping Angela's cheek hard. Skin stung, but Angela didn't flinch, her eyes locked on the screen. The journey's fire unquenchable. Pull that plug, or I'll have you deported back to whatever hole you crawled from. Sophia's threat hissed through clenched teeth, her hand clawing at the cord, veins bulging on her neck. Angela shoved her back hard, her shoulder slamming into Sophia's chest, sending the bride stumbling into the altar rail. Wood creaked under the impact, Sophia's gown tearing at the hem with a sharp rip. "No, you watch!" Angela's voice cracked like a whip, her fingers locked on the projector, screen blazing with the damning video. Sophia and Victor in a dimly lit office. Documents spread, her lips on his neck, whispering trade secrets. Ethan's face drained of color, fists balling at his sides. "What the hell is this?" Sophia recovered, lunging again, nails raking Angela's arm, drawing red welts that burned like fire. "Fake! She's forged it all! Jealous black bitch!" Blood trickled down Angela's skin, but she held ground, elbow blocking Sophia's next swipe. The crowd exploded, guests shouting, phones thrusting forward, a groomsman grabbing Angela's collar from behind. "Let go, you thug!" She twisted, knee driving into his thigh, him crumpling with a groan, knocking over a candle stand. Flames flickered dangerously close to drapes, ushers scrambling to stamp them out. Chaos chained. One guest shove pushed another, chairs scraping, screams piercing the air. Ethan roared over the din. "Stop! Play it through!" His command froze the guards mid-grab, their hands hovering. Angela's breath rasped, triumph flickering in her eyes despite the sting on her arm. This was it. The line crossed. No retreating to her cramped Harlem apartment, no more mopping floors in silence. The video rolled on, Sophia's voice tinny through speakers. "Victor's plan hits tomorrow. Ethan's stocks plummet." Guests gasped, some turning on Sophia with glares like knives. A socialite spat. "Traitor in our midst," Sophia's face contorted, sweat beading on her forehead as she grabbed Ethan's sleeve. "Darling, it's manipulated. She hates us elites." But Ethan yanked away, eyes locked on the screen. Betrayal carving deep lines on his brow. Angela's heart pounded, the achievement solidifying. The elite now saw her, not as an aide but a threat. Victor's name dropped like a bomb. Ethan's rival, the man who'd nearly bankrupted him last quarter. Angela had captured it all, timestamps irrefutable. Her hidden recordings now public ammunition. No turning back. Job gone, reputation torched among the rich, but truth unleashed. A guard finally gripped her wrist, twisting. "You're done!" Pain shot up her arm, but Angela wrenched free, slamming the drive deeper into the port. Not yet. More footage loaded, emails flashing, Sophia's signature on leaked files. Ethan's jaw dropped, and guests murmured accusations. "She's been playing him." Sophia slapped at the screen futilely, her ring catching light as it flew off in the frenzy, clattering to the floor. Angela's lips curled in grim satisfaction, the shift irreversible. Sophia's allies wavered. Ethan's trust in her cracked wide. The cathedral thrummed with outrage. No escape for Angela now. Exposed, targeted, but empowered. Sophia's final grab missed, her balance faltering, veil slipping over her eyes like a shroud. Angela stood unyielding, the revelation sealing her fate, the storm's eye shifting to her. "Rip that drive out, you worthless black thief, before I sue you into oblivion." Sophia's screech pierced the air, her body hurtling toward the projector, fingers hooked like claws. Angela blocked her path, forearms smashing into Sophia's chest, shoving her back with a thud against the altar steps. Sophia gasped, wind knocked out, her tiara slipping crooked, eyes wild with fury. "Guards, crush her!" 3 security men charged, one tackling Angela's waist, slamming her sideways into the podium. Wood splintered under the force. Microphone feedback squealing like a wounded animal. Angela's ribs screamed in pain, but she kicked out, boot connecting with a knee. Crack. The guard howled, collapsing, his fall tripping another, who crashed into guests, toppling chairs in a cascade of screams. Ethan barked, "Hold! Let it play!" But Sophia overrode him, grabbing a groomsman's arm. "Turn it off now! She's framing me!" The groomsman hesitated, then yanked the cord, screen flickering dark for a split second. Angela lunged, reconnecting it with bloodied hands. Video resuming, Sophia's recorded laugh mocking Ethan's deals. Guests erupted. "Liar! Betrayer!" But Sophia twisted, pointing at Angela. "She's the spy, planted by Victor to ruin us." Accusations flew, a socialite hurling her purse at Angela, striking her shoulder with a thwack. Pain exploded, Angela staggering, but she gripped the podium, nails splintering wood. Sophia's allies closed ranks, bridesmaids swarming, one yanking Angela's hair, roots tearing with fire. "Get out, trash!" Angela swung an elbow, connecting with a jaw. Crunch. The woman reeled, blood trickling from her lip, stumbling into Ethan, who shoved her aside. "Enough!" His voice cracked, but doubt flickered in his eyes as Sophia whispered poison. "See? Violent, unstable. Fire her, Ethan. End this farce." Guards regrouped, two pinning Angela's arms, twisting until joints popped, her breath choking in agony. She thrashed, kneeing one in the groin. He doubled over, vomiting on the aisle, guests recoiling in disgust, one slipping in the mess and falling hard. The pressure mounted, phones capturing every flail, murmurs turning to chants. "Evict her!" "Arrest the maid!" Sophia advanced again, heel grinding Angela's foot, bone grinding under the weight. Angela bit back a scream, teeth sinking into her lip, copper taste flooding her mouth. Victor's name echoed in her head, the real enemy, but Sophia spun it. "She's his plant, blackmailing me." Ethan's hand rose, halting the guards momentarily. "Is it true?" Angela opened her mouth. "No, she—" But Sophia cut in, slapping her face again. Ring cutting cheek, blood welled hot, dripping down her chin. More chaos. A guest grabbed Angela's bag, rifling through, tossing contents, wallet skittering, photos of her daughter fluttering like accusations. Angela's vision blurred with rage, arms straining against the holds, muscles burning. Sophia's face inches away, spit flying. "Admit it! You're nothing!" Guards tightened, one kneeing her back. Thud, air exploding from her lungs. She gasped, collapsing halfway, but clawed upward, fingers grazing the drive. Guests pressed closer, a wall of designer suits and gowns, slurs hissing. "Welfare queen! Go back to the projects!" Ethan's hesitation grew, his fists unclenching slightly as Sophia clung to him. "Believe me, not her." The noose tightened, Angela's body aching, spirit fracturing under the assault, every shove a nail in her resolve. But she locked eyes with Ethan, whispering hoarsely. "More coming." Sophia's slap silenced her again, but the screen held, flickering threats of exposure. The siege intensified, no escape in sight, her world narrowing to pain and defiance. "Frame her as the thief. Show them the footage, you idiots." Sophia's order snarled through the melee, her hand thrusting a phone at a guard, screen already glowing with doctored video. Angela's eyes widened, her pinned arm straining futilely as the guard snatched it, projecting the fake clip onto the big screen. Angela's face superimposed sneaking jewels from Sophia's safe, timestamp forged to last week. "See? She's the criminal, not me," Sophia crowed, fist pumping in triumph, her gown hiked up from the scuffle. The crowd roared approval. "Thief! Arrest her!" A wave of bodies surging closer, one guest's shoe stomping on Angela's hand, bones crunching under the heel. Pain lanced up her arm like lightning, her scream swallowed in the din. Ethan's voice faltered. "Angela, is this you?" Doubt carved his face, his step back like a gut punch. Angela thrashed against the holds. "Fake! It's edited!" But Sophia cut in, shoving forward, heel grinding deeper into Angela's crushed fingers. Admit it, you stole to fund your lies. Blood pooled under Angela's hand, her body sagging as guards twisted her wrists harder, joints screaming in protest. A bridesmaid kicked her shin, thud, skin splitting, blood soaking her pants. Angela buckled to one knee, breath exploding in gasps, the fake video looping, her stealing replayed, guests pointing, laughing cruelly. Black crook, knew it. The betrayal hit harder. Ethan turned away, rubbing his temples, murmuring, "How could I trust her?" Angela's chest caved, losing his faith in seconds, the one ally slipping. Sophia seized the moment, grabbing the pen drive from the projector, yank, screen going black. Evidence destroyed! She smashed it under her heel, plastic shattering like Angela's resolve. Guests cheered, a groomsman punching Angela's shoulder, the impact jarring her teeth. She reeled, head smacking the podium edge, vision blurring with stars. Blood trickled from her temple, mixing with sweat, stinging her eyes. "Stop! Truth's gone," she whispered, but voices drowned her. "Liar! Deport her!" Sophia's allies piled on, security slamming her face down, knee in her back, air crushed from her lungs. She gasped, ribs protesting, overcoming nothing now. Defeat crashing in. The event sealed it. Fake proof, irrefutable in their eyes, her real evidence in pieces. Lost dignity stripped bare. Guests filming her humiliation. Whispers of welfare thief echoing. Ethan's final glance, cold, distant, shattered her last hope. "Get her out," he muttered, turning to Sophia, who clung victorious. Angela's body went limp, dragged toward the doors, feet scraping marble. Every pull a nail in her coffin. Convinced crowd turned fully, slurs flying. "Go rot in jail." Her daughter's photo, trampled earlier, lay muddied under boots. Everything crumbled. Job, safety, truth buried under lies. Guards hurled her through side doors, her body hitting pavement, crack, elbow jarring. Doors slammed shut, locking her out, screams muffled inside. Angela curled fetal, sobs racking her frame, bloodied hands clutching gravel. Lost all honor smeared, Ethan deceived, spirit broken. The cathedral's bells tolled mockingly, her world in ruins. But in the darkness, a faint whisper stirred. What now? The fall was complete, yet embers of rage flickered deep, hinting at resurgence. "Stay down, black scum. Your kind doesn't rise here." Sophia's final taunt echoed through the slammed doors, her laughter muffled but stabbing like shards. Angela sprawled on the cold sidewalk, gravel biting into her palms, blood from her cheek mixing with dirt in gritty smears. Her body throbbed, ribs cracked, fingers mangled, shin split open. Each breath a knife twist in her chest. She curled tighter, knees to chin, fists pounding the ground once, twice, knuckles splitting anew. Pain surged, but numbness crept in, her mind replaying the catastrophe. Fake video branding her a thief. Ethan's turned back, evidence pulverized under Sophia's heel. She gasped, rolling to her side, vomit rising bitter in her throat. Swallowing it down, teeth chattering against the chill, she clawed at the pavement, nails breaking off in jagged edges. "Why fight?" The whisper escaped her lips, self-doubt hammering like fists. Widowed young, scrubbing endless floors, sending scraps to her daughter. Now what? Job vaporized, name smeared as a liar and crook. Guess her slurs rang in her ears. "Welfare thief! Deport her!" Each one a whip crack on her soul. Her hand fumbled for the trampled photo in her pocket. Her daughter's smiling face crumpled and stained. Fingers trembled, clutching it to her chest, heart fracturing under the weight. Abandon it all. Crawl home, hide in shadows. Let Sophia win. The thought clawed deeper, her shoulders shaking with silent sobs, breath hitching in ragged bursts. Ethan believed the lies, his cold glance of betrayal sharper than any blow. She pressed her forehead to the ground, dirt grinding into skin, tasting salt from tears mixing with blood. "Useless," she muttered, fists unclenching, defeat flooding her veins like ice. Years of bowed heads, swallowed insults, culminating in this gutter heap. Her body went slack, muscles quivering from exhaustion, the fight draining out like spilled wine. Doubt piled on. Daughter alone, bills stacking, reputation torched in elite circles. She envisioned the headlines: Maid's meltdown, theft and lies, her face plastered, job prospects ashes. Breath slowed to shallow pants, chest heaving against the pavement's unyielding bite. Give up, the voice inside urged, her eyelids drooping, body begging surrender. Pain pulsed in waves, head throbbing from the podium smack, arm numb from twists. Each throb a reminder of loss. Honor stripped, truth buried, spirit crushed under their boots. She lay there broken, the cathedral's shadow looming like judgment. But in the void, memories flickered. Husband's dying words. Stand tall. His hand weak in hers. She bit her lip harder, drawing fresh blood, the copper tang grounding her. Torment built, daggers in her gut, regret for speaking, fury at silence past. Not yet, she hissed through gritted teeth, but weakness pinned her down, the abyss swallowing her whole. Her fingers dug into soil, nails embedding dirt, body refusing to rise. Surrender tempted, a dark embrace, her sobs echoing faintly against the stone wall. The night pressed in, her world a pit of despair. But deep within, a faint ember stirred, whispering of unfinished battles. Rot in your filth, Maid. Nobody believes you're kind anyway. Sophia's parting venom seeped through the doors like poison, her triumphant cackle fading into the night. Angela's body shuddered on the sidewalk, gravel embedding in her skin, blood crusting over wounds that pulsed with fire. She uncurled slowly, fingers scraping the photo of her daughter from the dirt, clutching it until paper crinkled under her grip. Not worthless, she muttered, teeth grinding against the lie echoing in her skull. The revelation hit like a hammer. Sophia's fakes only worked because Angela had hidden too long. Her husband's voice ghosted back. Truth doesn't hide, Angie. It fights. Fists tightened, nails digging into palms, fresh blood welling as memory ignited. She pushed up on one elbow, ribs protesting with sharp stabs, breath hissing through clenched jaws. The abyss cracked open, all those years swallowing slurs, mopping up elite messes, witnessing Sophia's betrayals without a word. Victor's sneers in the recordings, Sophia's moans in hidden rooms. Angela had captured it all on a backup phone, stashed in her locker blocks away. Backup, she whispered, eyes snapping wide, body trembling with dawning fire. Doubt shattered. Silence had chained her, but truth freed. Her free hand patted her pocket, keys intact, locker code burned in her mind. Plan formed razor sharp, retrieve the duplicate drive, storm back in, expose the unaltered proof. Sophia's web unraveled in her thoughts. Fake video glitches obvious now. Timestamps off, shadows wrong. Angela's lip curled, rage surging through her veins like lava, overriding pain. She thinks she won. Body rose inch by inch, knees locking despite the shin wound oozing blood, staining the concrete. The lesson seared deep. Power crushed the weak only if they stayed down. Her daughter's face in the photo fueled it, eyes defiant, just like hers. For you, Angela growled, staggering to her feet, hand pressing the throbbing temple, blood flaking off. No more victim, warrior reborn. She limped forward, each step a defiance, muscles screaming but obeying. The cathedral loomed ahead, lights spilling out like accusations, but Angela's spine straightened, fists balling anew. Backup evidence, videos time-stamped precisely, emails unedited, Victor's voice clear as day, plotting Ethan's downfall. They'll see, she hissed, breath steadying, pain fueling resolve. Sophia's arrogance blinded her. She never checked the maid's full arsenal. Angela's jaw set firm, teeth bared in a grim smile, the fire rekindled, blazing hot. Abandonment vanished, purpose locked in. Retrieve, return, destroy the lie. Her hand slammed against a lamppost for support, metal cold under her palm, steadying her sway. The truth hit harder, Injustice thrived on fear, but courage gutted it. Ethan's doubt, reversible with ironclad proof. Sophia's throne, crumbling under real exposure. Angela's steps quickened, limp easing into stride. Bloodied uniform a badge now. Back in, she vowed, voice steel, body coiling for the strike. The revelation complete, unbreakable, she turned toward the shadows, the final assault brewing in her core. The cathedral doors beckoned like a battlefield, her return a promise of reckoning. Bust through, black rat. I'll bury you in lawsuits for trespassing on our sacred ground. Sophia's bellow roared from inside as Angela shouldered the side door open, hinges screeching in protest, her bloodied frame bursting back into the cathedral nave. Limping forward, ribs grinding with each step, she gripped the backup phone like a grenade, screen already cued to the unedited videos. Sophia spotted her first, face twisting into a mask of hate, charging down the aisle with bridesmaids flanking like attack dogs. "Guards, finish her!" One lunged, fist swinging. Angela ducked, elbow cracking his nose, blood spraying in an arc, him crumpling with a wet thud that sent a groomsman scrambling back, tripping over chairs in a clatter of wood. Ethan whirled. "You! Back?" His eyes widened, doubt warring with shock as Angela shoved past a guard's grab, her nails raking his arm, drawing red lines that made him yelp and recoil, knocking into Sophia, who staggered, veil whipping across her face. "Play this! Real proof!" Angela thrust the phone at the nearest usher, voice a blade slicing through the chaos. Sophia intercepted, slapping it away, device skittering across marble. But Angela dove, snatching it mid-slide, fingers blistering from friction. "Not this time!" She jammed it into the auxiliary port, video exploding on screen. Sophia and Victor in raw footage, no edits, her voice clear. "Tank his merger, Victor. We split the billions." Guests froze, murmurs igniting into shouts. "Real! She's done!" A socialite vomiting in her seat from the shock. Sophia clawed at Angela's throat, nails sinking in, drawing blood that trickled hot down her collar. "Lies! Stop it!" Angela choked, but head butted forward, forehead smashing Sophia's nose with a crunch, blood gushing from both. Sophia reeling back, hands cupping her face in howls. Guards piled on Angela, one kneeing her gut, air whooshing out, vision spotting black. But she twisted, biting a wrist hard, teeth drawing flesh, the man screaming and releasing, his fall yanking another down in a tangle of limbs. Ethan surged forward. "Hold! Let it run!" His command halted the assault mid-swing, guards hesitating as the video looped. Emails scrolling, timestamps perfect, Victor's grin confirming the sabotage. Sophia's desperation peaked, grabbing Ethan's lapels. "Forged! She's framing us both!" But Ethan shoved her off, palms slamming her shoulders, sending her sprawling onto the steps, gown pooling like defeat. "You traitor!" His roar echoed, guests turning on her with glares like daggers, one hurling a bouquet that smacked her chest. Angela, freed momentarily, staggered up, ribs on fire, but locked the phone in place. More proof unloaded, audio clips of Sophia plotting Ethan's ruin, her laugh cold as ice. Guests erupted. "Cancel it! Expose her!" A groomsman punching a guard who defended Sophia, fists flying in a brawl that toppled pews. Angela faced Sophia directly, voice iron despite the blood dripping from her brow. "Your game's over." Sophia lunged one last time, teeth bared, but Angela sidestepped, tripping her. Sophia face planting, crown shattering on stone. Ethan grabbed the mic. "Wedding's off! Now!" His declaration thundered, guests applauding sporadically, chaos peaking as security turned on Sophia, dragging her kicking and screaming. Angela's body screamed in agony, wounds reopening, breath ragged. But victory surged, the final clash won, lies shattered. Ethan met her eyes, nod heavy with gratitude, the cathedral pulsing with aftermath, her stand etching permanent change. "Drag this white trash out. She's poisoned our world long enough." Angela's command barked sharply, her bloodied finger jabbing at Sophia's writhing form, guards hauling the ex-bride away, her screams echoing off the walls like dying echoes. Sophia kicked wildly, heels scraping marble, body twisting in futile rage. "You'll pay! You black nobody!" But the guard's grips ironclad, dragging her through the doors, her gown ripping further, leaving silk shreds like defeated flags. Angela stood panting, ribs heaving, fire, blood crusting on her skin, but eyes locked on Ethan as he stepped close, hand extended. "You saved me. From ruin?" His voice cracked, body slumping against the altar rail, fists unclenching for the first time. Guests shifted, murmurs turning to nods. A socialite approaching Angela with bowed head. "We were blind. Thank you." Angela's jaw tightened, pain shooting through her arm as she waved it off. But acceptance warmed her core. No more shadows, spotlights now hers. Ethan gripped her shoulder gently. "Job's yours, head of staff. Double pay. You earned it." Her breath caught, fists loosening, the offer slamming home. From maid to manager, dignity reclaimed. Daughter's future secured, no more scraping by. "For real," she whispered, voice steel despite the tremble. Ethan nodded firmly. "And more, lawsuit against her. Full exposure." Sophia's downfall rippled out. Guests whispering plans to cut ties, phones buzzing with shares of the videos, Victor's name dragged through mud. Ethan's empire fortified, stocks rebounding in whispers of Dodge sabotage. Angela's body ached, but she straightened, wiping blood from her lip with a sleeve, tasting victory's copper tang. "Truth wins," she muttered, eyes scanning the crowd now parting for her, applause building sporadic but genuine. A groomsman clapped her back, thud, pain flaring, but she grinned through it. "Hero," he grunted. The shift cemented, no longer invisible, but a force reshaping their elite bubble. Ethan took the mic again. "This ends lies, starts justice." His declaration thundered, guests standing, some hugging Angela despite her stains, their designer fabrics smearing with her blood. She recoiled at first, body tense from years of slights, but relaxed, hugging back fiercely. "No more silence," she said, voice carrying. The cathedral transformed, chaos to calm, betrayal to bonds. Angela's daughter texted mid-applause, "Mom, viral hero?" Pride surged, her fingers typing back, shaky but sure. "Home soon, stronger, life anew, respect in every glance, no bowed head, elite doors flung open." The message burned clear. Courage from the overlooked crushes arrogance. Truth a weapon sharper than wealth. Ethan clasped her hand. "You changed everything." Angela squeezed back, scars throbbing but soul soaring. Guests filed out, some pausing to thank her, slurs forgotten in the wake. She stood alone at the altar, finally breath steady, body battered but unbroken, space echoing her triumph. No more chains, freedom forged in fire. The world outside waited, transformed by one voice's roar, her steps toward the door a promise of enduring strength. In the end, this story reminds us that courage and truth can shatter even the strongest walls of deceit and prejudice, proving that no one is truly powerless when they stand up for what's right. What do you think? Have you ever faced a moment where speaking out changed everything? Share your thoughts or your own stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Thank you for watching and joining this journey with me. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.